Welcome to the Athlete's Foot Listerine Cure. I'm going to show you a method where you could cheaply, safely, and effectively use Listerine at home to get rid of your athlete's foot. So, quick little intro. You get athlete's foot, you moisture on pools, showers, and it's a superficial infection of the skin on the plantar surface and in between your toes. Now you want to use Listerine in a foot bath type method, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, how much to use, how frequently to do it, what to do to prepare your skin, what to do afterwards, and when to know when you're fixed. And these methods, through scientific studies, show that you can achieve almost 100% success rates very quickly and very easily at home, spending very little money. So, athlete's foot, I think it's a very underestimated problem in society, and let me expand on that. Dry skin like this, everybody thinks they have it, but it's not just dry skin that's genetic. This is athlete's foot, which is skin fungus. Most people don't really take this seriously, but if you get ringworm on your body, if you're at school, they send you home because you're contagious to other people. So they want you to treat it before you even come back to work. 15% of the population has this. It's the most common fungus, and it leads to problems. When you're older, it leads to ulcerations, fissures between your toes, bleeding, crustiness, toenail fungus. It As you start getting towards your 60s and 70s, if this chronically attacks you, you're going to have feet that look like this. And nobody wants that. So you want to take care of this problem. And toenail fungus. Theories show, and it's not even theories anymore, it's proven. If you have you can't get toenail fungus unless you have foot fungus. So the foot fungus, which is athlete's foot, crawls around your skin, gets under your nail, and eventually, over time, your nails start looking like this. Maybe not this bad, but the yellow, thick, crusty nails. So here's what you can control at home before you even get into this Listerine treatment method. You have to understand what's going on. Sweating. What happens is we all sweat, and fungus loves this. And when you have occlusive footwear, which are dress shoes, thick shoes, where you can't air out that moisture, the fungus incubates and grows. And this is especially common in old footwear where you previously had fungus develop and create spores. These spores attack your foot, they overwhelm your foot. Now, what I'm going to show you how to do is use antifungal powders to prevent this recurrence, because the worst thing you can do is, as you're treating your athlete's foot or your toenail fungus, to have it come right back from your shoe or from the environment in the sweat and start attacking your foot again. So you want to get some newer shoes, some clean shoes. You want to get clean socks. One thing I recommend is don't get cotton socks if you're susceptible to foot fungus. The cotton socks really log a lot of water. You want to get synthetic socks. So just go to your athletic store. You don't have to buy expensive ones. You can even get them at Walmart for a couple bucks. But you don't have to spend the $50 Nike socks. But those really air out water nicely. You want to clean and shorten your nails, because if you have toenail fungus already, it's a reservoir for fungus that can attack your skin. So as you trim your nails, you file them down, it makes the treatment easier, plus it decreases the fungal load that can later attack your skin. And exercise, blood flow is always a positive, but just watch out for the sweat. So I'm going to say this. These are two powders that you can use, but I don't advocate any brand. Every brand works. There's lots of active components like miconazole, clotrimazole, econazole. They all work. Bottom line is, any one of these things work. The only difference is whether it comes as a cream or a powder, or how often you apply it, or how much it costs. The choice is up to you. Bottom line is, they've all been proven to work by medical studies. I'm going to give you a quick intro. It's science class all over again, but you should understand this before you spend months or weeks treating something that's untreatable unless you understand it. Your skin has 5 layers. This bottom layer is called your stratum basale. These are your stem cells. So what happens is they slowly migrate through these 5 layers to the top layer, the stratum corneum, which is the fungally infected layer. So as we're treating this top layer, we want to wait that 30 days for this bottom layer to come and replace the stratum corneum that's fungus ridden with new clean cells, and we don't want the fungus to move down and infect the new skin. So you want to treat for 4 weeks, and studies show that if you only treat 2 weeks or less, only 1/5 of people or less will be cured. But by the time you get to 4 to 6 weeks, 60 to 80% of people plus get treated. But if you're wearing the clean shoes, you're using the antifungal powders, you're taking care of your toenails to prevent reinfection, this number is going to be closer to about 100. So Listerine, this is a very popular home remedy. It works great for toenail fungus too. And the reason it's beneficial is because it's cheap. Everybody has it at home. You can use it as a soak or an application, depending if you get tired with one treatment or the other. So what you want to do is, oh, I should say this first. Listerine, the reason it works, there's no direct studies saying Listerine itself works, but the components of Listerine are used in other antifungal medications, so we know theoretically it's going to kill some fungus. And patients and people all over the world have been using it very frequently and getting good results. So comparing it to the other studies with the cure rates, we know it's going to work, although there's no exact studies saying how frequently or how often to do it, so there is some flexibility. But the way that's generally recommended is take about 1 cup of Listerine and mix it with about 1 to 2 cups of warm water. Don't use hot water. And you want to soak your feet in a foot bath for about 10 to 20 minutes. And the beauty is you're going to get your nails at the same time, so it's going to take care of your nails and your feet and prevent reinfection from one source to the other. And the benefit, I forgot to mention this. If you get tired of soaking or you don't want to soak, because it is a hassle sometimes to soak your feet, you can grab a little pencil or a cotton, not a pencil, but a cotton swab, something to swab it onto your nails in the affected region. Just pour it on your foot and get it on there. And if you're sleeping with your spouse, your feet will smell nicer too. So the pros are it's easy to use. It's, well, I wouldn't say all natural, but, you know, if you're against medications, kind of is all natural. It gets the toenails at the same time. You can use it as a topical or a soak, so it's got the variation. The price is pretty good. Listerine, even if you get the no-name brands, it still has the same components. It's pretty cheap. And or it could get pricey, sorry, unless you use the no-name brands, I should say. And the downside is there's no definitive studies, but we know what's in Listerine and we know what works that's antifungal. So it's going to work. We know it worked in thousands of people before, so it's going to work in you. Now, your nails, that takes care of athlete's foot. If you follow those methods, using the powder, using the Listerine, and continuing for 30 days, you're going to be in great shape. But I'm going to talk about toenail fungus real quick. If you have toenail fungus, I'm going to tell you a quick 3-stage method. First, you want to clip your toenails and use a nail file to trim off the biofilm off the top of the nail, so just until it's kind of dusty on top, not really like chewing through the nail. And then apply the same Listerine treatment and using the foot powder at the same time. The reason you want to debride your nails is it increases absorption through the nail over 25%, and you want the active ingredients to get underneath your nail to kill the fungus. And then you're preventing it at the same time. So that way you're taking care of your athlete's foot and your foot fungus. Do not try any of this at home alone without supervision. This is presented by Michigan Foot Doctors. If you think our information helped you, give us a thumbs up and come visit the site for even more.